never buy a product based on the promise of future software updates. I'm curious how accurate the step counters are for various smartwatches.
YouTuber Marques Brownlee, or MKBHD, says he's committed to fixing his wallpaper app, but not its $50 price tag.
The prominent tech YouTuber Marques Brownlee is in controversy after it was discovered that he drove much higher than the speed limit in a recent video showing off his Lamborghini. After his long respectable career as reputably ethical tech journalist, it's probably best that we forgive Brownlee, but that doesn't mean we should forget what he has done. Marques Brownlee goes by MKBHD has not been having a good time over the last few months. The issue started in December when he released an overpriced wallpaper app, which featured a premium subscription for $50 per month just to download a highly definition wallpaper for your smartphone screen. One thing I want to tell you is that Brownlee went against his tweet that he made on 14th in November in 2016. He wrote, "Golden rule number 1 of the internet, never try to charge something that was already free." His app featured some questionable privacy practices, asking iOS users to allow app tracking, something that should be completely irrelevant for an app simply intended to provide cool phone wallpapers. The situation led to a surge of backlash that prompted a public apology from Brownlee.
Last week, I launched a project that I was really excited about that we've been working on for a while, a wallpaper app called Panels. And I made a lot of mistakes along the way, including the fact that I didn't really explain anything. I didn't explain the UI, what was in it, the point of the app, and most importantly, why it had a friggin' $50 price tier. And so appropriately, the entire internet was very disappointed, and that's 100% on me. I think that that's part of what can happen when you spend a long time building something, that you forget that other people don't have that context. But the point of this video is not to make excuses, it's to actually break down and explain everything so that you have it straight from me. Now, first of all, and I'll get to pricing in a second, but just right from the top, a wallpaper app. Pretty niche thing, right? Like, most people will just use one of their own pictures as a wallpaper or grab something cool from Google. That's something I've done many times over the years. So it's a very small fraction of people who will actually download an app, let alone pay for a wallpaper on their phone. But the reason I decided to try and make a wallpaper app is because for years I've been answering this one very common question, which is, where'd you get that wallpaper? Like, in videos and screens and devices I'm reviewing, where'd you get that piece? And so if I could always have some place to point to, that's on iOS and Android, if I could have a link in every description, then that would be awesome. And if I can leverage this incredible platform you guys have given me to give way more eyeballs to the artists that make that art that I'm using, I felt like that was something worth building. It's actually an idea that's been floating around the studio for years, and we never really knew where to start. But then, like a year and a half ago, a developer reached out to us with a similar idea, and we were like, all right, this is great, let's collaborate and let's actually build this thing. So that's when we set off to actually start making it. So,
leading him to make changes to the app to better suit user demands. It was an unusual moment for Brownlee, who had up to that time been considered the pinnacle code of ethical, honest reporting over his 15 years of tech reviewing. Many of the viewers rightly saw the situation as hypocritical, with the app featuring problems that Brownlee likely would have called out in the review if it wasn't his own product. Now, the backlash compelled him to make an apology on X.
YouTuber Marques Brownlee, or MKBHD, says he's committed to fixing his wallpaper app, but not its $50 price tag. And I gotta admit, I was a little bit out of the loop on this situation. I was curious what MKBHD was doing that justified a $50 price tag. I was shocked to find out it was an app called Panels, which is just a wallpaper app. Here's 2 examples on TechCrunch of the wallpapers that you can get on iOS as they review the app and consider it underwhelming. So Marques Brownlee, in case you didn't know, is probably the world's biggest tech YouTuber, or at least the biggest one in the English world. Makes a ton of videos reviewing everything from Cybertrucks to smartphones to new tech, and he made his own app, and the app is just a wallpaper app that has a premium subscription service of $12 a month or $50 per year if you want HD wallpapers. And if you want access to their AI wallpaper library, man, that is so hype, right? I genuinely kind of found this bizarre, and he's getting bad feedback and people are dumping on him for it, rightly so. because getting wallpapers for your Android or iOS device has never been easier. It's incredibly easy to get wallpapers. It's incredibly easy to get wallpaper apps. It's incredibly easy to get free ones. It's like NFTs. Wallpapers have never been less of a commodity than they are now. And this man wants to charge $50 a year for some AI generated wallpapers. I would never in a million years would I pay that. I would just stick with the generic wallpaper and not pay $60, $50 a year if that was the only option. But there's tons of other options. So I think the feedback that Marques Brownlee is getting is justified, because $50 is way too much for a wallpaper app. But that's his business, and he's free to run it and also free to watch it fail.
Marcus's latest controversy, however, is perhaps even more demanding on his reputation. In his recent video, How My Video Gear is Changing, there was a segment in which Brownlee recorded the dashboard of his Lamborghini as he raced down a street. Suspiciously, the dashboard speed meter was blurred out of his video, but it seems whoever edited the video didn't realize that the car featured a second speed meter on the passenger side, revealing that Brownlee reached 96 miles per hour during his drive. Eagle-eyed viewers would then discover signs on the road featured in the footage, revealing that Brownlee was driving through a school zone with a speed limit of 35 miles per hour. The driving segment was quickly edited out of the original upload, with a new seemingly deleted comment from Brownlee saying that he cut the unnecessary driving clip that obviously added nothing to the video. This was a clear lie to hide the fact that he likely edited out the clip to remove the evidence of his crime. Unfortunately for Brownlee, anything that's uploaded to the internet stays there forever. Multiple viewers who have already re-uploaded the clip to YouTube on their own channels, where the incident will remain public for all to see. It's incredibly disappointing to see, given his formerly squeaky clean track record. For years, Brownlee had been such a journalist with ethical standards, releasing honest and fair reviews that were taken so seriously that they have actually doomed companies with poor products. Brownlee's voice has already been respected and taken seriously in the tech review industry, and it's a major down to see him behaving so recklessly. This is something you might expect from a YouTuber riddled with controversies like Logan Paul, but it's especially disappointing to see it from someone who is universally trusted within the YouTube community. With that being said, I don't think that this means that Brownlee's career should be over, as many online critics are suggesting. Well, I do understand where they are coming from. Well, this is certainly upsetting to see, and I think Brownlee definitely deserves some sort of financial penalty or fine for his reckless behavior. It doesn't seem quite fair to suggest that this incident cancels out 15 years of honest tech reviewing from Brownlee. He made a major mistake, something he's apologized for on X and called a terrible example to set. The truth is, it's incredibly easy to sit down behind a computer screen covered by a veil of anonymity and viciously argue where someone's career should be cancelled or destroyed.
People are trying to cancel Marques Brownlee because he is so massive that when he leaves a negative review on a product, it essentially kills their public perception. Like, Marques is destroying small businesses. Listen, man, some small businesses deserve to be destroyed. Humane is going to go out of business because everyone thinks that AI Pin sucks because of his review. Good! Well, obviously people losing their jobs and their projects failing is not a good thing. But you know what's an even worse thing? If he lied, made a positive review, everyone buys it, and then it sucks. The first step to a good brand is a good product. And unfortunately, if you don't have that, you're not entitled to beat.
It can be fun to hate, especially when everyone else is jumping on the bandwagon. And it's a common cancel culture that has been happening. Granted, what Brownlee did was a bad mistake, and many people have never likely gone to triple the speed limit in a school zone. That's why he completely deserves a backlash. One thing you have to know is that there is a difference between legal punishments and having your entire career stripped away at a moment's notice. Even though Brownlee did something awful, that doesn't neglect the many wonderful things he has done over the course of his career. And I don't believe this one mistake justifies destroying his entire legacy. I encourage MKBHD viewers to maintain a more watchful eye over Brownlee's work. There is an old proverb that says, "Forgive but never forget," and I believe that would be an appropriate response here. While Brownlee doesn't deserve his entire career to be stripped away or getting cancelled, he deserves to be held under a lens of skepticism from this point onwards. If he wants to regain the trust of his audience, he should have to earn it, not having it handed over to him on a silver platter after issuing an apology on social media. It is a difficult situation to say, and no one's happy to see Brownlee engage in such a reckless behavior, but I believe that he deserves a second chance, even if he has to work a bit harder to regain the trust of those he had disappointed by his actions. Let's forgive Marques, but do not forget what he has done. That's my opinion about Marques Brownlee's situation or controversy. I don't know what you think about this whole video. Let me know by you leaving a comment down in the comment section below about Marques Brownlee's situation or controversy. For me, till next time, see you in my next video.
What's crazy is MKBHD is getting cooked. He has a major problem right now. MKBHD does what he normally does. He drops an iPhone 6e review, but he also announces that he's launching a new app called Panels. Now, this is the app, and it's meant to be a wallpaper app, and everyone's really excited for it, and he's telling everyone to go download it, of course, and he's sharing the revenue with the artist that created the wallpapers 50-50, so it's fair. And then he even goes on to show us some of the wallpapers, and it's like, yeah, this is great. What could go wrong? What's the issue? Absolutely everyone in the comment section is grilling him. I wonder how insanely out of touch you have to be to think $50 a year subscription for a wallpaper app is a good idea. Essentially, everyone in the comment section is saying, I don't want to pay $50 for a wallpaper pack. That is absolutely insane. And I mean, is it really? Guys, he got cooked so much he had to come in the comment section himself and pin this to say, for clarity, it's free, but you have to basically watch a few ads to get the wallpaper, and you don't get it in high definition, you get it in standard definition. So people are now making jokes calling him MKBHD, but here he goes. There's no pressure. If you don't want to buy it, obviously just move on. Man, I didn't expect him to get cooked like this. Even someone said it's a rare occurrence to see MKB actually get cooked in his own comments. But I'm not gonna lie, those wallpapers are actually pretty nice. I'm actually gonna go subscribe.